Greetings, everyone. Greetings and welcome. I wanted to take a moment to talk about my experience with the Monsters and Memories playtest that happened in July. So it's been about a week, and I gotta say, I thoroughly enjoyed myself. This was a playtest where I really took the time to dive into it. The previous ones, I haven't been around as much. I was only able to play for a couple hours, maybe just do like a 2-3 hour stream real quick. But this particular playtest, I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I took the time to stream as much as I can, and I think I have overall about 25 to 30 hours in it for sure. So I'm going to talk about the good, the bad, some things I noticed, some experiences that I had. And this is just all from my perspective as a level 14 rogue, almost level 15. I regret I wasn't able to get to 15. I really wanted to try out double attack and just kind of see how that feels. But we're gonna get there next time, so that's okay. I got a little bit farther than I expected, just due to getting really good groups. I really wanted to make an effort to enjoy the grouping most of all. And so typically, well, one of my favorite things, by the way, in these kind of games is I love organic interactions. So I start up the stream. I don't really have a plan. I put up LFG and just whatever happens, happens. And I really like meeting people organically. This time I got lucky though. Some of my friends at Static Group Live were around and they were playing actively. And so I was able to join up with them. I was also able to join up with Cazrax, a real-life friend of mine, going back to the early days of EverQuest, and Apzue, a player that I met just streaming Pantheon. So anyways, I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I got a chance to explore more of the overall desert area. I got a chance to explore Wormsbane most of all. I got a few camps. I even did the Grandmaster camp a couple of times. I even saw him spawn, which was really cool. I saw a really interesting named skeleton. It seemed like a raid mob. It seemed like one of the things I'd really like to do is maybe just organize or be a part of a collective, let's say, just gather 2 to 3 groups and try to tackle some of these mobs and kind of split the spoils, you know, and just kind of have some fun before the release. But yeah, I'm just so excited for this game. This is a game that I've wanted, but it's nice to just like see it in existence now. You know, you kind of think to yourself, if only we could have some of these nice quality of life things, but in an old school game, you know. And it's one of those things that it visually, or when you're watching it, it might seem clunky or whatever, but it feels so good. And it's refreshing to know that this is all still being worked on. It's still at an early stage of development. So these are things that are going to be fleshed out. These placeholder things are going to be improved. But already, even as is, I would thoroughly enjoy this game. So one of my favorite experiences that I had this playtest was I saw the other side. So out of the north gate, we went to Sungreet Strand, I believe is the zone, and we kind of explored that little area, just kind of being up on the cliff and the mountain and just kind of looking down and just seeing like that little mining area and the pirate area in the distance and the river. It was all just, it's just all so beautifully interconnected, you know. And it kind of reminds me in a way of like the Dark Souls 1 level of interconnectivity where I mean, even if you go to the ancient crypt, it goes to Wormsbane. You can kind of see that bridge that's just kind of in the distance, and even like looking back, you could see the city. So you could basically see like 2 to 3 zones away, you know. And so my cat is throwing off my train of thought here. But yeah, so I got a chance to explore Tel Ekir, which is like that Ashira area, but it also has like a goblin side and a and a Shira side. So I got a chance to do both of those, got a chance to explore some cool camps, you know, make some good memories with friends. Now I have hair all over me, but that's okay. So yeah, just can't express how much I enjoyed this play test. There's more on this later, but I got a chance to interact with Zbrushed. Amazing work. Nickademus, Robert, Engstrand, incredible work. Stream was really fun, and I really just focused on being as efficient as I could with the rogue class. Most of the things felt really good. I really enjoyed being able to essentially like double backstab. I was able to start pulling, and one of my favorite things in these types of games is that even though you don't have the ideal group composition, you can still make this work. So we had a ranger tank, so our tank friend wasn't on yet. Mr. C was tanking, pulling, lightly healing sometimes, you know. Marks on the Beastmaster and Necro Alt sometimes. It just, the groups were at various stages of leveling, but we all were eventually able to link up. But it was really cool. Like, I had some really good synergy with Mr. C being on a ranger and I was on a rogue. We were just kind of taking care of pulling and he was taking care of tanking. We duoed a little bit, trioed a little bit here and there. It was just so much fun. But my favorite thing in this game, I think overall, besides the social aspect, my favorite thing is I love the lighting in the game, the weather systems in place. The night is pervasive, it's uncomfortable, it's dark, it's dangerous. But when the sunrise comes and you can just kind of experience the light, it's just so incredibly beautiful to me, especially if you're like in the desert or just kind of facing the city. The way that the sun rises slowly over the city and how big and blazing it looks in the sky. The sunrise and the sunset in this game is incredible. The night sky is amazing. I think even the dust storms are great. A lot of people are complaining about the dust storms. I think it's a really interesting touch. Maybe they'll eventually do more like different types of environmental effects like that. Snow, poisonous fog in a swamp or something like that. And maybe there will be some kind of benefit to it, you know, like it might buff mobs or buff your party or just kind of hinder you in some way, but you get more of a reward. I don't know. So I really enjoyed it. I got a little bit more comfortable with the lay of the land, with the city, finding things I needed to find. The only slight frustration that I had is something I really struggled with, and partially it could possibly be my fault that I missed something, and I really appreciate Nickademus for attempting to help me out, and he helped me out greatly. So I had trouble with the rogue quest. I was at a point where I had done it like several playtests ago, and I couldn't really remember exactly where I was at, and I was at a point where I had to find a certain NPC, kill them, loot an item, and then return it back to my guildmaster. First of all, it took me so long to find where this was at. It was just so vague, and I was going through all the little alleys and the little houses. I was trying to lockpick the doors. I was trying to like jump in the windows and just kind of look around, and it took me, I feel like I spent almost 4 to 5 hours just kind of wandering around trying to figure this out. I got my shaman friend to give me Spirit of the Wild so I could be a little bit faster, so I could jump in the windows better. And I still kind of really struggled to find a way up to where I thought the mob would be. And I ended up like referencing an old stream that Sean did, where he basically like levitated up to where the place is, but I went all the way around to like basically like the warrior guild or the fighters guild, climbed up some stairs there, and then like it was so incredibly confusing and frustrating, but I finally got it. However, whenever I got the item that I needed, I think so I turned everything in to the guild master, and he gave me the items to give to the dwarf that's upstairs, Albrecht. But whenever I did that, he didn't accept the items, but he gave me the items and they were duplicated. So I turned the item to the guild master. I got the item back with like some additional flavor text saying, okay, turn this into Albrecht. But when Albrecht gave me back the item, the duplicate item was, well, this was just the item like before the turn-in. So neither the original turn-in would work or the Albrecht turn-in would work. And then I got confused because like at some point, a few places ago, we were at a werewolf camp and there was a ring that drops, Toma's ring, and my friends were like, oh, pick this up, it's for the rogue quest. I'm just kind of having some fun. I didn't look too deep into like the actual quests and the classes. There's very limited information right now on the wiki. The journal entries in the game are a little bit vague, so I feel like it was a combination of just me not doing something right, maybe getting ahead of myself on a turn-in or whatnot, but I'm kind of stuck at this point in the rogue quest, unfortunately. I finally figured out the grappling hook thing. I assumed you needed to have the grappling hook with the mud command, but it was really the dagger, so like that took me a little while too, and but I finally got it. So that was just a slight frustration that I had. I was thinking a possible solution could be, don't change anything, keep it as is, but maybe when you hail the guildmaster or the relevant NPC for the quest, maybe they could say something like, hey, it's been a little while since I tasked you with this. Not sure if you remember, but like this is what you were supposed to do. Where are you at with this? Or where are you at with this objective? It's been some time. Maybe just give you like a slight refresher, maybe. I don't know. Just a thought. And that way you can still keep it the way it is. But just kind of to guide the player along a little bit. And I'd be very interested to solve this quest. I don't really exactly know what the reward is. I think maybe you get some kind of nice necklace. I was trying to figure it all out. Anyway, that's the only slight frustration that I had. A couple other things too. So GM Swanee and Nick, I believe, tried to help me out towards the tail end of this. We did have a slight camp dispute where my group was in Tel Akir, and we were kind of doing the trainer camp and the hag camp. We were just kind of set up shop in between the two areas, and we were just pulling goblins. Things were going smoothly. Then a very high-level necromancer rolled up. The camp was already cleared. There's no pops. There's literally just dead bodies everywhere from our group. And so he just kind of set up at the hag camp, and I sent a petition just because we were trying to get an item for Marx's necromancer there. So it was just a little bit frustrating. And then I told myself, not everybody kind of remembers or maybe understands the older etiquette, but typically, like, if it was me, if I come into a zone, I typically check to see how many players are there, so that's a first. If no one's there, then yeah, go for it. But if there's other players there, you say, hey, just camp check, or you CC ? Just check what's camped. And then people say, oh, we're at this camp, whatever. Or you could just say, hey guys, I'm just kind of looking at this item, blah blah blah. You think I could? If you just ask, it's okay. It's not as confronting and jarring. But if you just like show up and set up shop and then just Yeah, it was a little bit frustrating. It was a little bit annoying, but at the same time, that's what I love about these games is that we have to share the world. So there's competition, there's rivalries, there's friendships formed, there's alliances, and we all kind of have to figure this out and play nice and just make it all work, you know. So that's a really beautiful thing that I really enjoy about these games. So that is amazing. No instances, figure everything out. I do worry when this does indeed take off, and it will take off. I'll be there day one with my credit card out, ready to to set up my sub. But I just it's the competition, like there's so many like little camps throughout the world, which is great, by the way, because that kind of allows players to spread out more and claim their little areas. And I do like the idea of just named mobs here and there. It did feel a bit congested at times, like Wormsbane's pretty much all tied up, and it got to the point Tel Akir was very heavily camped. Towards the tail end of one of my streams, I did have another camp dispute in Tel Akir, but it was a teammate of mine who petitioned it. I honestly didn't even notice. So one of the other interesting things was I got a chance to explore Tel Akir, both sides of it, and what happened was I was on the goblin side. I'm a rogue, so I can sneak, and I was trying to find a group, so I got a group, but it was for the other side, and I didn't know. And they were like, hey, just whenever you get a chance, there's like a waterfall. It's like right before the waterfall, you got to get here. And I was like, oh man, okay. So I snuck, and it was just really exciting because there's like this whole city of Ashira, and there's all these like little bridges and all these little houses, and the waterfall is way up there. So I snuck through all that all the way to the other side, and I finally found the group, and it was just so exhilarating as a rogue. So I just focused on ambushes, backstabs, hanging out. It was a paladin. It was actually two tanks. It was a paladin tank, and I think a shadow knight tank, and a druid healing, and then just me as the DPS. So the group was kind of limited, and we were basically fighting redcons. It was really difficult and really slow, but experience was amazing. But yeah, just really enjoyed myself with this playtest. Can't wait for more. I don't know if I'll be able to be around during the week, really, during the September playtest, but certainly on the weekend I should be around. But yeah, and then my favorite thing was just getting to interact with everybody. Amazing group of people working on this. Big shout out to Robert. The music for this game is amazing. The sound for this game is incredible. Just the ambience is amazing. So I really enjoyed it. If you ever watch this, Robert, keep up the great work. Really appreciate you. And thanks for taking the time to just like hang out, you know? That was really cool. So Robert was on tour and just kind of resting at the hotel. It was really late in his part of the world where he was traveling. And he just took the time to just hang out for a while, and even came back to some of the other streams just to check in and see how the adventure was going. So I really appreciated that. Nickademus as well. Thank you so much for chatting, for just kind of hanging out and trying to help me with my quests. Nick, Swanee, thanks for trying to figure out the camp disputes there. And just thank you to everyone I got a chance to play with. Static Group Live, Mr. C, Marks, Gulo, Vindini, Draq. Thank you guys. Cazrax, Apzue. It was great. Everyone else I got a chance to meet in game. Waldo, I apologize I couldn't play with you. We're gonna link up one of these playtests. Shout out to Waldo, amazing enchanter. Thanks for hooking me up with some earrings. The trade skills are really fun too. Like typically I'm not a fan of trade skills. I tend to just focus on my character. I'm curious to see how the poisons will work out on rogues as well. But it was fun, like collecting wood, setting up for a fire, just kind of being a little bit more useful to the group. And I don't know what I'll roll when the time comes. I'm enjoying Rogue, but I haven't got a chance to try out some of the classes, but just kind of living vicariously through my friends and seeing how they're enjoying it. It's piqued my interest in some of the others. I'm excited to see how this Inquisitor class will come along, how the Archer will come along, and the Druid in this game, as well as the Bard. Some really amazing class race combos here, and the presentation is incredible. So whenever you start the game, you're already hit with like so many options. And so I did make an elf alt to very briefly check out the elf city. It's very Kelethin-esque, which is really cool, and just very, very different compared to the desert. So the environments are just lush and beautiful and diverse, and that's what I love. There's so much handcrafted stuff that is put into this game. There's so much love and care and attention to detail that it is just absolutely so charming and so beautiful, and I cannot wait to see how this shapes up. So yeah, apologize if this was all over the place. My cat kind of threw off my train of thought here, but really enjoyed myself this playtest. It was some of my favorite and best streams I've ever done, with some great people and amazing people hanging out in the audience as well. Zbrushed as well. Thank you so much, Zbrushed, if you do watch this too. I can't give everyone just enough credit. Zbrushed was awesome. He hung out pretty much every single stream, gave really good advice, amazing thoughts, amazing perspective. Got a chance to check out his stream as well and his work. Incredibly smart guy, and just amazing team, amazing people that are into this game. If you're on the fence about this, please try it. It's playing it for yourself versus like watching it. It makes a big difference. You'll see that it feels, certain things come together to just feel really good. So yeah, that was my experience with the Monsters and Memories playtest. So TLDR, I got a chance to check out some of the zones that I didn't get a chance to before on the other side. Gonna check out the camps. As you can see, I got some chain armor. Got this like beetle breastplate. I see a lot of people are growing out of this beetle armor, but for me as a rogue, I just, you just need a decent damage piercer and you're good. The undead crypt was really cool. I saw the sand giant for the first time. And yeah, like there was like these weird trains that would like sometimes happen through the walls. Mobs were kind of bugged, but those are things that I'm sure the team is aware of and working to fix everything and make it more stable. But yeah, pretty much went from like a level 5, I think, or I could have been 6, all the way to almost level 15. So I didn't see really anything after that in the rogue trainer. I think double attack is one of the last things you get, and I think pickpocket is like the last skill that I saw. One thing about pickpocket, I don't like that you have to cast it. I need to test it out a little more. I didn't really spend a whole lot of time. I just tried it a few times and I wasn't successful. So I'm curious to see how that all plays out once it's leveled up. It would be cool if you could add like a passive ability to maybe like tie it through your backstab to somehow like pickpocket and maybe split additional money with the group. This could just be me making stuff up, but I seem to remember in EverQuest in the early days, a rogue pickpocketing successfully would often mean that mobs would give less coin at the end, ultimately. And I remember I had a macro to drop hate. You would toggle auto attack off, turn hide on, pickpocket, turn on auto attack again. And that's something I would just do. I would just hit a button. And I seem to remember someone making a comment a long time ago. I don't know if that's true or not, but either way, that was cool to see pickpocket. Maybe if we can not cast it, that would be cool, but just some random thoughts. I apologize if this was all over the place, but amazing experience this time around. Thoroughly enjoyed it. My dream is when this game comes to 1.0, or like the actual release of the game, I would like to play it with Miss Heim. She was not enthused, but she's not really into MMOs or these kind of games, but I really think there's something here. I'm thinking maybe we could like just have characters where we duo sometimes, you know, just to kind of introduce her to it. But yeah, the time will come. We'll see. Either way, really looking forward to the next one. And yeah, so thank you very much for watching. Take care and enjoy. Bye.